Hi, it's Jonathan and welcome to another Grand Canyon trip video. Today we actually go on the train to the Grand Canyon. Last time we went from Barstow to Williams, Arizona, home to the depot where we will catch the Grand Canyon Railway to its destination, which is of course the Grand Canyon. Before we got on camera and on board, we watched a cowboy show at Williams Depot. Of course, a cowboy show would usually feature outlaws somewhere. And this show's outlaws are called the Cataract Creek Gang. I did not record the show, but I have found another person's YouTube video about it, so you should check it out in the description. Especially since you'll be remembering this for later. Anyway, after we saw your classic American play of cowboys and outlaws, we got on board the Grand Canyon Railway and filmed this video. The car we rode on is Grand Canyon Railway 7034, the Grand View, which is a dome car or a passenger car with a glass dome on top for viewing. As the dome on the Grand Canyon Railway requires a premium ticket, we rode on the lower floor. But I still got to see a lot of things, as we'll see in this video. And now, on to Williams. You've gotten reservations for a Grand View, which I think is one of these railroad cars. Yeah. That play called the Cataract Creek Gang was quite funny. I'll play again on Thursday morning, and then I'll record it for me, for you.
What was it?
Canyon Limited. On the Canyon Limited. Is this big? This dome car, a full-length dome. That's the Fred Harvey, not our car.
I think this might be it.
Okay, if any of you want for Grandview, let's start the line here and extend it over
Wait,
beyond.
this is Grandview.
Yeah.
We're in a dome car now. And this staircase leads to the dome itself.
998, 10A, 10B.
You can take a look up there.
Is that what my thing's
Okay. A dome ticket's required for entry.
What trees on there?
Wait.
I get up and move around after the fact.
You don't tickets get up there.
Yeah.
Buffing might have said that a dome ticket is required for entry, but it never said anything about filming it.
You can still peeky peek.
This is behind them. That crowd of dome ticket holding men and women. It's behind of course. Right when I want to peek into the dome, everyone's getting inside. Yeah, now that the crowd's almost cleared up, we could take a look at that dome. So that's a view above the roof of the first floor of the car. But it's in all directions, like that.
Wow, the little shuttle buses. There's buses that do every 10 to 15.
Being in charge of sipping them. Well, you see, Dad has been getting the feeling that we're going to get robbed on this train. It's after all the old West. He was trying to give me money. Give me robbing allowance?
A robbing allowance, yes.
I've been trying to give my dad robbing allowance as well. No one likes to be robbed. No one wants robbed. What? What's them cataracts being around? The Cataract Creek gang.
See?
Oh.
Made the headline.
Territorial Times. Return to the Old West via the Grand Canyon Railway. Since 1901. Territorial Times. Like Arizona territory?
Yeah. Return to the Old West via the Grand Canyon Railway.
My name is Mercedes. I'm going to be your passenger service attendant for our route to the Grand Canyon today. Now, for how many of you is it your first time going? Oh, that's almost everyone over here. Well, congratulations, you chose a beautiful day, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. I'm practically a Swiss Army knife for you today. If you just want to sit down and chat, I can do that. You want to sit down and color? I can color with you. You want a Bloody Mary? I can do that as well. Later on, I'll be opening that up, so just let me know if you need anything. I will be that mysterious voice over the PA system, so now you have a face to go behind the voice. I placed out some Grand Canyon maps on your seats. I'll be doing an overhead virtual tour of those later on today and covering tour information. So please don't worry, I will go over that in full detail, but everyone just sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip to the Grand Canyon. I'll be opening up my face.
Can't keep her, Sarah. Take a selfie.
You're welcome.
Welcome aboard, everyone. For those of you who missed it, my name is Mercedes, and I'm going to be your passenger service attendant for our 2-hour and 15-minute trip to the canyon. It will be 2 hours and 15 minutes, which will take us to the Canyon Depot at about 12:45. Before we get too far, I do have to make a quick review of a really exciting thing called rules. So if we make it an interactive process, it just goes by a lot more smoothly. So rule number 1, if I can have everyone raise up their arms in the air with the number 1 in their finger. Number 1, beautiful. All right, rule number 2, I need number 2s in the air. Number 2s, okay, gorgeous. I see them up there in the dome too. Rule number 2, okay, look in between the CD side and the AB side. We have this aisleway running in between our seats. Now, this aisleway needs to remain as clear as possible throughout our trip, and here's why. We'll be having an entertainer come through here. I'll be coming through and chatting, and we'll also have a sharpshooter come through here to shoot you all. Just with a camera, it won't hurt. Which means that these aisleways can try to imitate a Los Angeles interstate sometimes. So it's very important that we make sure that it is traffic free as much as possible. Does that sound good, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now I need the third rule. Number 3's up in the air. Okay, now we can put our hands down. Who in here is age 12 or younger? Who in here prefers to act age 12 or younger? If you were in either of those categories, I have a super duper awesome assignment for you all. Anytime you need to get up to go somewhere, I need you to escort an adult with you. Can you all do that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now I have one more rule, but I have to cover something. Everyone look on the CD side. Do you all see that track branching towards us? That is what forms what we call a Y on the railroad. We spell that W-Y-E. It's a 3-point turn. So with 2 swoops and a swish, we turn our train around. We'll be going over 2 parts of our Y at the canyon, so I will explain that a bit further there, but just know we'll have several stop and goes when we're at the canyon. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, now we have some professional waivers here on the AB side. So anytime we have a professional waiver, whether they are volunteer or they are paid minimum wage to come wave with us, let's give them our very best princess waves. Just a roll number. We have a very patriotic couple coming up here, and they have their flags, so let's give them a very good princess wave. Very enthusiastic. There we are. I can't wait to see them on Independence Day. Now over here on the CD side, okay, look at these train cars on the CD side. Those train cars, I like to call them our organ donor cars, and here's why. All the train cars we have on board today, we have bought from other companies. This train car is from 1954. 1984. Most of our train cars on board today come from the 40s to the 60s, and the companies that originally manufactured them no longer manufacture them or new parts for them. So in order to repair our cars, we either have to harvest parts from the same kind of train cars or manufacture our own. These guys over here we harvest parts from, so they keep our cars running and beautiful. Sometimes the company will refurbish one completely and add it onto our daily trip to the canyon. Right now we are just about to go under the Interstate 40. This was the very last section of the entire Interstate 40 to be completed. It completely was finished and bypassed Williams October 13th, 1984. And when it was built, it made stopping in Williams optional. Before that, you had to drive through Williams via the Route 66. So I want to just thank you all personally for coming out and keeping our town alive. You've made our population 3,000 for a couple of hours. We really do appreciate it. All right, over here on the CD side, we have what looks like a whole lot of junk over there. There's that one saying that goes, one man's junk is another man's treasure. That is wholly applicable for us here at the Grand Canyon Railway. We have a 28,000 square foot car shop over here. We have bought machinery to make our own parts. We house it here. And we also keep parts that we have bought from other companies to keep our trains going. Here they have an engine and a train car that they're working on over there. We have a staff of 32 men over there that keep our cars running. And then on the CD side, the Great Lake of Williams. Nobody look on the AB side, that one does not count. The reason the one on the CD side, although it's not very full right now, the reason that's the greatest is that's where we collect our natural rainwater and snowfall. At the Grand Canyon Railway, we are passionate about leaving a softer footprint on our environment, so we try to harvest as much water naturally as we can for our steam engine. But we do happen to be in a desert, and that proves to be very difficult every year. So only in our dry seasons where we cannot collect enough do we actually glean from the tap. All right, now I do have one fourth and final rule. If we can all put our number 4s up in the air. 4s up. You guys are so good at this. Fourth rule, everyone look down at your feet. On our feet, we should have something called shoes right now. It's vacation, and the last thing we want on vacation are shoes. I understand that. So while you're in your seats, feel free to kick off your shoes and relax. But I do ask real quickly, please make sure anytime you need to walk around our train, make sure that your shoes are on and securely fastened. Can we all make sure our shoes are on and securely fastened?
Yes.
Winning the bar. All right. Now, we just passed through the second longest tunnel of Arizona. That is our mile marker. We have just exited Williams. Now we have entered one of the largest stands of Ponderosa Pines in the world.
Right.
This ranges from the Grand Canyon south to about mid-Arizona and across into New Mexico. These beautiful giants can reach up on average to 125 feet tall in this forest. And the mature trees are 300 to 400 years old, but we do have some wonderful beauties in here who are 500 years old. If you look on the AB side, we get a good view of some. They look just like pine trees, except that their bark has a pinkish or an orange tinge to it. Do you see those? You'll see more throughout our trip. Those are the ponderosas. If you go up to one on a warm day and smell it, scratch the bark and smell it. If it smells like butterscotch, you'll most likely have a boy ponderosa pine. If it smells like vanilla, you'll most likely have a girl. So if you're not too distracted by our big hole in the dirt, go smell a tree for me and tell me later on what you found. This area is also host to a wide scheme of wildlife. Today we have the probability of seeing magnificent elk, mule deer, pronghorn antelope, javelina, coyotes, and even wild turkeys. Please keep your eyes open for wildlife, and if at any time you see some, point out to where you see it and just exclaim wildlife so that everyone can have the most sightings possible. Can we all do that?
Yeah.
Wonderful. In just a moment, my conductor's going to make an overhead announcement. I'm going to be going to open up my buffet that's located right underneath the dome. But one other important announcement. Where the restrooms are located in this train car. They're in the very front of my train car. So if you're there, and you'll find the restrooms at the very front. I have two, one on either side. Feel free to use those at any time during the trip.
Good morning, ladies and
And I'll
gentlemen,
continue my
and welcome
announcements
aboard
in
the
just one
Grand Canyon
moment.
Railway. As we have departed the historic Williams Depot and Grand Canyon Railway Hotel for our 63-mile journey to the Grand Canyon, it is my pleasure to introduce the crew who will be serving you today. My name is John and I am the conductor. Up on front of locomotive 237, we have Pete as the
Conductor
engineer
John.
and Stephen as the fireman. Our passenger service supervisor today is Alex. There are several safety pointers that must be brought to your attention and complied with during today's trip. Smoking is not permitted anywhere on the train. On the restrooms, vestibules, or platforms, no smoking on the train. Please keep the aisles, doorways, and vestibules clear at all times. For their safety, we ask that adults come to children under the age of 12 when they're moving through the train. And if you are moving through the train, you must be wearing shoes. There's drinking water and a restroom in each passenger car on today's train. Additionally, you will notice a blue recycling bin in each car. Your PSA will tell you all about our recycling program. And for your convenience, our cafe car is on the train today. Serve coffee, soft drinks, and a variety of snack food items, root beer and orange floats, as well as beer and wine. The cafe car will be open shortly, and it is a cash-only car. Our destination today is the Grand Canyon National Park. Allow me to share some information with you. It became a park in 1919 and covers a land area of 1,904 square miles. The canyon is 277 miles long, it is 18 miles across at its widest point, averaging 10 miles wide. And there is a 1 mile elevation change from the rim down to the mighty Colorado River that carved the spectacular canyon. In 1901, the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway completed this route and began passenger service to the South Rim. The 3-hour train trip was much more enjoyable than an 8-hour stagecoach ride. But the country fell in love with the automobile and did not ride the train as much, so the Santa Fe discontinued passenger service in 1968. It kept hauling freight until 1974 when the line was abandoned. 63 miles of track we traveled today lay dormant for 15 years until a family from Scottsdale, Arizona to Beaker spot the line, lock, stock, and railroad spike.
That's who Beaker.
Passenger service was reinaugurated on September 17, 1989.
The one
Today
who
the train is helping to lessen the traffic problems that were never imagined at the turn of the century. We do thank you for choosing to ride the railway and leaving your automobile out of the park. We want you to have a safe and pleasant trip, so don't hesitate to ask a crew member for assistance or anything you want to know more about. And once again, welcome aboard the Grand Canyon Railway.
Look how rocky the soil is.
Yeah. And the one who...
Hey!
Hey!
Just to continue my announcements, I do now have a complimentary buffet open, located underneath the dome and across from the bar. Over there I have some fresh morning pastry along with fruit. And then I also have freshly brewed coffee over there. So if you want some hot coffee, I do have some half and half and sweeteners beside it. 3 different kinds of heat. I can do medium, spicy, knock your socks off, and if you request it, I can do a 4th, hair on fire. Please let me know exactly what you would like for that. That cocktail is...
Paths.
Get the butter.
Over here, the paths are paved with dirt. It's a dirt road here. Paths are
I
paved with
also
dirt.
do sell water bottles, souvenir water bottles with a picture on the train of it. So if you did not happen to bring a water bottle with you today, I can offer you some behind the bar. They are $8 a piece, and I will put some ice and water inside it. But I'd love to give you guys a reason for why to drink this morning. There are several reasons. Some of you are thinking, well, it's not 5:30 yet. I can't drink yet. Let me give you several reasons. First of all, you're on vacation. It's time to treat yourself. Have fun. You don't get to do this all the time. The second reason is we have a designated driver to the canyon and back. Third reason, it takes the bumps out of the rails. And then the fourth reason, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. And then the fifth reason, it makes me a whole lot funnier at the end of the day.
It's 5 o'clock
Gotta make my
somewhere.
cow jokes really funny.
Oh, you don't want the money? I thought I'll buy.
Of course it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, over in fact, whatever time it is right now, it's not over in San Diego. Quick update, there seems to be a wind farm
Making
somewhere
electricity.
in a very clean way. Yeah. Wind? It does one thing better than growing on trees. It's over.
You're facing all different ways, so like they're all spinning. One of them is spinning.
This is particularly handy. Wow. Oh, some leftover wood and stuff.
Get a shot of the sky while you're filming. Look at that sky.
You can see the front of the train here, though.
Sky. The front of the train.
Is my head in the way?
No.
Alright, good. That was interesting that they have their own like pond to catch water to put in the steam engine. It was pretty neat. Huh?
Yeah.
Hook a hose up to it.
Love it. Dump cart here is all facing the same direction.
I've begun recording to see mom's getting the feeling that you get when you're on an airplane, and two, there's a farm up here.
Nice little house.
Yeah, kind of in the middle of nowhere. The power line just continues. The train's going around the bend. There's Mom.
Doesn't take pictures that fast.
And I hope you catch my drift about the feeling you get on an airplane. You know when you're on if any of you've been on an airplane before, you get the feeling what Mom's feeling. Description? For the audience? Hello?
Hi.
Could you get a description of that
Your ears are popping.
your ears are popping? Could you explain that for the audience?
If they don't know, I don't know how to explain it. When your ears get plugged up.
Yeah,
Sure.
when your ears get plugged up. If that doesn't work, there's such a thing as Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, or all the other companies, all the other search networks that you've heard of. In addition, if you have any sort of AI like Alexa or Siri,
Telling his viewers how to look something up on Google.
you can also look it up on them. Savvy tells me they're going to have us the other way. It'd be those power cables again, held up this time by a more modern support. It looks a bit like modern art as well. Like some giant holding up the cable. Are these power cables or telephone wires?
They're power cables.
Power cables. Hey, of course. Wait. These poles don't even have cables.
What if they're telegraph cables at one time?
Perhaps. This railway has been open since 1901. And it was back in 1901 that the telegraph was still in use. How long ago was it that the telegraph was replaced?
Turn of the century, right? Early 1900s?
Were replaced by modern technology, I mean.
By phones?
By, yes, phones and stuff. There's some stuff in there. Dirt path. Here. How long ago was it that?
I don't think telegraphs were around too long before phones took over. Maybe a couple decades, right?
A couple decades, but still enough enough time for telegraphs to be around in 1901.
Yeah.
But then there's the possibility. Ooh, and there's the cows as well. They're going moo, so you can't hear them.
SoCal? NorCal. Welcome to NorAds. Hey, look at yonder coming down that railroad track. Look at yonder coming down that railroad track. It's that orange blossom special, bringing my baby. Get ready. Woo! I'll get that. I'm going to Pittsburgh. I'm going to California, get some sand in my shoes. Maybe up to Pittsburgh, get some snow in my shoes. Hey, ride that orange blossom special, lose these New York Dodgers. What? They're still first place. Oh no, ready? Alright guys, this is an old fiddle tune, but I left my fiddle in the parking lot. Are you ready? I play the tambourine. 1, 2, 3. 4 years of college for that. It's that orange blossom special, bringing my baby back. We'll ride that Grand Canyon special all the way down that track. Take it back to depot. Ready? Woo! 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 Good job. Give yourselves a big hand. Okay, I need a volunteer for this next song. Who's going to help out?
The cushion right here.
Wow. What are your names and where are you from? California. Ethan and Charlotte? Ethan and Charlotte from California, give me a hand. Yeah. I need a tambourine player. We need a tambourine player. LA, come on up here. There you go. Yay! Come on out here, guys. Grab that tambourine, young man, on your way up.
Yes, right there. You see it right there.
What's your name? I can't hear you. Sander? All right, folks, Sander, after you play the tambourine, you got to use a hand sanitizer or something up and left it on the floor. Okay, get over here, guys. Come here. Ladies and gentlemen, the song involves a conga line on a train. Dance down there and dance back. Ready? All you got to do is shake, smile, and dance. Sander, you lead the way. 1, 2. You guys, I need an echo. When I sing rolling, you echo rolling. Go. Here we go, come on, shake and smile, California. You're not dancing, you're just walking. Let's get down in working for the man, living night and day. He's like heaven on the we're in the round there in the fun, but take stop, smile, for fun. Rolling, 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 rolling on the railroad, echo. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the railroad, a cleaning lot of rain in Memphis. Something out of pain in California too. I never saw good side of the city. Still I hit you right underneath the BMW. We all get up and down. Round and back. Support it, ready? Rolling, 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 rolling. Go back. This way, this way. Keep on. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Big for you. Go. Round. Rolling, 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 rolling on the railroad. Rolling, rolling, go. Rolling on the railroad. Shake, shake, rock and roll, and then jump up on the tree. Hey, give me a hand, come on! Conga line on a train, what do you guys think of that nonsense?
A conga line on a train?
Where are you guys from? Right down the street a little bit, I can see your house from here. Where are you guys from?
San Diego.
Travel with these San Diegans?
Yeah, we just met.
I surprised we don't know each other.
Oh, you're
That's
not traveling
fair.
with these people?
Somebody's lying.
Wait a minute, the musicians from San Diego?
No, these folks are. These folks. So what a
Captain
coincidence.
America's on board, we're all safe, nothing to worry about. I taught music for many years, now I'm singing on a train. What grade are you in? Fourth grade was my favorite grade when I taught music. What grade are you in? Ninth grade was my favorite grade when I taught music. But listen, I've also been writing songs since I was a young man. I want to thank the people earlier that picked up some CDs. Show them to you real quick. I'm very proud of my songwriting. I've got several releases out over the years. 2 with me here today. Here's an earlier release with the 58 Ford convertible. That's much more handsome there. My new one, most recent I should say from last year, getting some good reviews and some airplay around the state of Arizona and beyond. As a matter of fact, got an email from Holland the other day, or a few weeks ago. The Netherlands introducing one of my songs in Dutch. I had no idea what they were talking about. This has a real northern Arizona vibe to it, my friends. There's the money shot. My shoes on the south rim of the Grand Canyon. If you look real close, you can see angels in the canyon walls. Look at these. I wrote a song about it. They're only $10, but for you guys, $10 are 2 for $20. Pass them around if you want. Is there anybody sitting right there?
Nope.
I'm going to put them right there. Feel free to pass those around. Oh, one other thing here before I... You do realize they're making cars without CD players these days, right? Ask me how I feel about that. What? Terrible, that's just terrible. But I'm a proactive kind of guy. I put all my material, all my songs on one thumb
Adorable.
thumb drive. Here's the info on that. 6 CDs of original material, 73 songs.
Oh.
And
John Carpino.
videos, 9 videos, 1 filmed entirely on this train.
Time to get arrested this time,
Lots of
walking on the
photographs, radio
highway.
interviews, stuff like that. And I have a small original 2 albums for $12 if you're interested. But that's back in the... Oh no, here. This one's only $12. It's got 29 songs, I think. And
Look at
2
his
albums.
thumb drive. All his music on. Looks like a guitar.
A guitar.
Do a fun little travel tune I wrote. It's headed east on I-40.
I'd like one.
Here's your part. Your part is hey. Hey! Try it again. Hey.
Hey.
Arms out. Hey.
Hey!
Come on now. 2 arms and 1 leg out. Hey.
Hey.
Guys ever check that out?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Black top, hot spot, soda pop, rag top, sitting by the side of the road. Listen to the radio, Navajo talk, talking to the dinosaur bone. Winslow, Holbrook, Joseph Shady truck stop, Alpine, Springerville, town. Tank of gas gonna last, Steve Gray got a pass on New Mexico bound. Hey, hey, hey!
Hey.
Mexico, arms out. Hey, hey!
Hey.
Yeah! Alright, you gotta echo here, echo. Woo, woo, ooga chugga, ooga chugga.
Ooga chugga, ooga chugga.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey.
Ready? Black top, hot spot, soda pop, rag top, sitting by the side of the road. Listen to the radio, Navajo talk, talking to the dinosaur bones. Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Tucumcari Highway, Chaco, Silver City too. Hot cup of coffee, bring it on to me. Look out, mama, come on, get ready. Hey, hey, hey! New Mexico, come on, you guys. Hey, hey, hey!
Hey.
Take it back on to Arizona. Hey, hey, hey! Now, last time, watch me. Hey, hey, hey! Whoa! Would you push right here, please? Arizona. Great job, you guys. Time for one more short song. Here's Zach Brown. You guys ready?
Song or song?
Thanks for passing those around. Help me sing one, ready? You know I like, but you can try that. Cold beer on a Friday night, pair of jeans and pictures right, and the radio. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, know a mother's love. Ain't it funny how it's a simple thing sometimes that means where you live, what you drive, or the price tag on your clothes. There's no dollar sign on a peace of mind. This I've come to know. So if you'll agree, have a drink with me. Raise your glasses for a toast. Let's try that again. So if you'll agree, have a drink with me. Raise your glasses for a toast. That's better. And a little bit of chicken fries. Cold beer on the Friday. Get up and down. Pair of jeans. See the love of my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, know a mother's love. I gotta go, you guys. Thank you very much. One more hand for our dancers.
Thank you.
Alright, should I record myself with the tip? Here's my $2 tip to the musician we just recorded.
Okay, go give it to him.
Thank you. Now get some ice cream and some singing lessons. You guys from San Diego, right?
Yeah.
North County, Oceanside, or where?
Ocean Beach.
Oh, exactly.
Right at the end of the 8th.
But,
Oh, okay. Wow, nice.
but farm driving you were talking about, I'd kind of like to buy one.
Seriously?
We'll have to look into that.
I got one for $12 with 2 albums and one with 6. So let me know. You guys think about it.
All right.
Okay.
A lot of cool stuff on there too. There's lots of photographs, radio interviews, and all that stuff. Thanks, guys. Bye, kids.
What?
You're adorable.
Cheers. Let me too. Cheers to good music provided at the Arizona territory.
$12? They'll probably come up.
It's the Arizona territory because it's old-fashioned.
Do you want me to get it?
You got 12.
Spend that in the village area on your way back towards the depot. All right. If you have any questions, please flag me down. We will be making several stops and we'll be moving a lot. So please do not stand up yet until I let you know it's safe because we will be moving around a lot still. But everyone, if you want, keep an eye out on the AV side. We'll be getting a couple of glimpses of the canyon. If you're in the dome, you'll get 2 glimpses. If you're down here, you'll get 1 good solid glimpse of the canyon. So keep your eyes open. But meanwhile, I'm going to come around and answer questions.
Here, Mercedes, you could get glimpses at the canyon toward the end of our trip.
So we've got the grand tour, but we're staying overnight.
You're staying overnight. So you'll be dropped back off at the depot. Whenever your tour is done in the grand, when your tour is done, you'll be back over at the depot. If you don't want to walk on over, because it's...
Oh, so we can walk from the depot
I'm
to
just
the
gonna sit down
lodge?
if you don't mind.
Of course.
Yeah, the easiest way then in that case, if you want to just, because I prefer walking than taking the buses, that's just me. If you're going to walk, go the back way. Saves you a lot of time, distance. Go the back way, you'll get on that main street and go opposite traffic. There's plenty of sidewalks, then there are signs going to Nazareth Lodge.
Alright, so it's marked.
Yeah, it's marked. It's not like, where am I going?
Right.
Just these big green signs, the vehicles operate off them, but I
And
use
lots
them
of
too.
people walk.
Yeah, yes. Yes, I would do that now though. Okay. Yes, I would go use this. We also do have our restrooms at our depot, but I would use my restrooms now.
Okay. Great advice. Thank you
sorry
so
I won't be able to see you on the
much.
way back, but you guys have a great trip.
Well, you've been great, Mercedes. Thank you so much.
You guys have a great trip, okay?
We sure will.
Oh, and we'll have our glimpse coming up. Everyone start looking on the AV side. We'll have a glimpse real soon. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you guys have a great time while I see you on the way back.
Everybody should be here, she
I
said.
got the bus too.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty private proof.
Well, you guys have a great night. Oh, here are oohs and ahs. Ooh.
See it over there?
Ooh.
That way?
Oh. I already see it.
You said that about the Harvey place. But does El Far also have
Oh. Maybe. You seem to be on the Y here. The BYE. Someone's home.
where's the
I
canyon?
mean, literally, someone's home.
RP stage stop.
Wait, is anyone home? Doesn't look like it. So, the door's left open. So someone must be home. And the people bursting our way into the Grand Canyon Depot. Railroad crossing. I could just faintly hear the railroad crossing bells.
Oh yeah.
Right, no, I don't want to. No, I had a.
That's the only thing that we have to do there.
Maybe.
We're gonna have to get ready to get off here.
So, okay, I will. That's not.
But this isn't our final
Coming down
stop.
the steps is and going up the steps. So
It's stand up so she says, though.
Our tour, they take you back to the train depot, even though you've just been at your lodge.
just walk down the sidewalk.
And then she said you could just walk.
Is this a
Okay.
It's easy, and it's marked, it's sidewalk. You can wait for the bus. But she's like, you just walk. So. We're going the opposite.
Oh, you went too far.
4:15. I know.
This is a depot.
I think we're being shunted onto a different line.
Yeah. There's going to be some shunting going on.
Shunting. Or as we call it in America, in the United States.
Hiking right there, dude. The professional hikers and their.
You said we were shunting, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Wow,
British
look at
term
this
for
stuff.
switching.
Look at this.
Why are we switching? What are we
I
switching?
don't know. We're all on the same train right now.
Okay.
Look at the stone
Well,
on
no.
this bad boy. It doesn't look open.
Switching is a term used to refer to the moving
Good craft.
It is good craft.
of trains of rolling stock around a yard or a station.
Desert cave.
You know, everything does have sort of a Swiss Alpine.
It's also known as shunting.
Oh, look, John. Look where we're passing right now. What?
Keep it steady.
Ooh, another train? We're passing another
Double
train.
engine, buddy.
239 and 4128. I think that's all of.
That was a very pleasant trip.
I think we just saw all four.
All backwards, yes.
Guess which record we broke?
Going backwards on this train, the longest for us.
We saw all four F40 FH locomotives owned by the Grand Canyon Railway.
Alright.
4 down. All that's left are steam locomotives and American Locomotive Company locomotives. Well,
I was
currently
just thinking the
operating.
guiding group actually is off one of the trains that.
Yeah, totally.
It's like,
It's off their boneyard.
So where are the ones moving? Ooh, an American flag?
I can't wait to have the
Being-
puff, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm dying. I hope there's somewhere to have that.
The bright ends.
There's more than one grand tour bus. They fill them up and go, fill them up and go, so that everybody's not arriving at the lodge at the exact same time. I was overhearing her. I was listening. She's like, yeah, but you want to be here because I want to have to.
All right, a couple of last minute announcements. Okay, if you all look on the AB side, you're going to see a split in our train. Do you all see that split? We're going to be doing that exact same thing with this train. It's something called a Santa Fe split, which allows people who are all the way at the front towards the train, they don't have to walk a whole train and a half to get to our depot over here on the CD side. So please stay in your seats. We're going to be separating these last 3 train cars. We're going to be separating these last 3 train cars and pulling the rest of the train forward. Now, the canyon was on the AB side, but we turned our train around. Remember that Y I talked about? Yeah. Well, we went over it, so now our train's flipped around. So if everyone, take your hand, point towards the CD side, because that's where the canyon is. CD side, where's the canyon? CD side. If you are on a tour bus, you won't want to walk that way. You're gonna walk towards the AB side. Towards the other side of our first train, there is a street running parallel to us over there, and your tour buses are located on it. They have electronic signs on the front that distinguish Freedom from Grand. That is where you will want to go for your tour buses. You can go up to any one of them and they'll point you in the right direction. But please cross over there and you'll find your buses. If you are not on a tour bus, go towards our depot over there and then you'll find the top of the blue route or the staircase going up to the El Tavar or the ramp going up to the El Tavar. But everyone, feel free to collect your things. If you're coming back on this train car today at 4:30, which I'll leave you back here at 4:15. You're coming back on this train car. Feel free to leave any belongings that you don't need to have with you throughout the day. We'll be locking it up. Just leave the chocolate up top so that I don't have to dig. Just kidding. It will be safe on here. I'll just clean up around it. But everyone, welcome to the Grand Canyon. We are set to deboard. Please let me be down with my stool ready before you come on down.
We're here. Here, Mercedes, the announcer, announcing that Santa Fe split earlier. Well, I think this is happening here. This is Grand View, and that is the luxury ticket holders only car. We'll be splitting these cars from. We'll be splitting the first class car, the luxury ticket holder car. We've gone off our train here to get on our bus. One of these buses, powered by natural gas, modern and clean. Well, clean compared to diesel anyway. At least that's what I've heard. Correct me in the comment section. Second time I'd look it up. Grand Canyon National Park Lodge. 3 buses here. This one's 11:01, that one's 12:27. The third one I'm not sure. We have gotten a lot done in this episode, from listening to songs to looking at nature. We are finally at Grand Canyon National Park and saw the canyon itself for a bit. This is also Sleep Train 456's first contribution to Project Campfire, which you should check out in the description in case you don't know what it is. In the next episode we will get on a bus to see the Grand Canyon a bit more. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it. If you enjoyed the entire channel, subscribe to it. And if you want to know when my next video will be coming out, click the bell button after you subscribe. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I'll see you in the next video.